Yo, 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 it's your girl Rose Gold, and you are tuned in for another episode of Heartbreak Hill Podcast. I've been away from y'all too long. I hope y'all missed me as much as I missed you. It's been kind of difficult in this year. We're going through everything with COVID, and I know that people are forced to maybe stay home or stay away from work. A lot of people have had their income cut off. A lot of children are unable to go to school, and so everybody is forced to mix and forced to be around each other at this particular time. And in doing that, certain things about people may be revealed to you, right? That may have not been as clear or as easy to read or see before. So in today's episode, I'm going to go over a few tips and tricks that have helped me personally and that I have seen help other people when it comes to detecting deceitful people, okay? This is one of those topics where even if you're not a Christian, right? Even if you're not somebody who reads the Bible on a daily basis, if you ever want to know the reason why the world is in the condition that it's in, the Bible is a great place to go. And that relates to what I'm saying because as time gets older, these people are going to get colder. The way that people are wicked and deceitful and conniving and manipulative and hateful is only going to get worse with time. And the Bible clearly predicts that. Take a look at the book of Matthew whenever you get a chance. And like I said, I'm not a Bible thumper and I'm not excluding anyone, but it's important things that you need to know, and the Bible got the answers to it, okay? So how do we detect deceitful people? The first way that you're going to detect somebody that's being deceitful is you're going to watch the way that they treat other people, right? I'm not talking about in ways of mannerisms, right? I know people that are rude or maybe, they don't have the best people skills, but they're not particularly deceitful, right? So I'm not really talking about in ways of mannerism. I'm talking about in ways that deceitful people will always let you see them deceive others. It's no matter what, I don't care how slick they are, I don't care how long you've known them. That's one thing that all deceitful people have in common. You will always see them deceiving others before they try to deceive you, because they will. The people that we are forced to be around in this day and age, they are for themselves. They are lovers of themselves. And so a lot of times people that are deceitful, they're not doing it to be, it's not personal towards you. It's just who they are on the inside. And so one thing you'll always know is they will deceive other people and you will be able to see it. Don't ever think for 1 second if you see somebody do something to somebody that they won't do it to you. That's a foreshadow. When you see how people interact with others, that is a clear foreshadow of how they will one day interact with you. You see them cursing out and they being disrespectful to women in some way, shape, or form. Maybe they're not doing it to you, but maybe they talking about women in a disrespectful way, calling them the B word, or maybe, when they refer to women, it's always derogatory. I guarantee you one day that is going to be directed at you, okay? That's something that'll save you a lot of time. You want to detect somebody who's deceitful or maybe dishonest in some type of way, shape, or form, watch how they treat other people, okay? Another thing that deceitful people have in common is they have a tendency to not say the things that are important. And here's what I mean by that, because that can mean a lot of different things. What I mean by that is that when you're talking to somebody and when you're talking to people, period, in any type of setting, you always want to try to pay attention to something that they're not saying. You understand what I'm saying by that? So a lot of times if you're talking to somebody deceitful, they may say the truth, but they won't say the whole truth. So I might say, I didn't rob that bank last night. There's no way possible that I robbed that bank last night. Now, what I'm not telling you is that I robbed the bank. It just wasn't last night. And you don't want to have to go around and have to pick apart all people's conversations, and you don't want to be paranoid. I'm not telling you to be like that with people. But what I'm saying is that if you're one of those people that have been deceived like I have, or if you are, maybe forced to be around a deceiver during this troubling time, you always want to try to pay attention to what the person is not telling you, okay? Details are important, but if a person is giving you a portion of the truth, that's the same thing as lying to you, because you're not informed enough to make important decisions because you have little information. So try to pay attention to what they're not saying when you're talking to people. You know what I mean? I think this next one may kind of sting a little bit, because I know that we all have our choice of friends and family, right? Family you can't choose, so I shouldn't say that. But our friends and the people that we love and we're drawn to, it's for a lot of different reasons. We're drawn to people for, maybe our own childhood that we share. Maybe you guys have hobbies in common. But one way that you can detect somebody that's deceitful at all times, you'll always be able to pinpoint them by this, is who they hang around. Now, I know that birds of a feather don't always flock together. I know people who do things that I don't do. I'm in close proximity or communication with people who, maybe experiment with drugs that I have never experimented with, or maybe, they live lifestyles that I don't necessarily agree with. Not that I'm perfect, but I don't agree with it. So I associate still with those people, but not on a close proximity level. Deceivers will always be in close proximity by choice in relationship with other deceivers. There's no way around that. Snakes will slither with snakes, and I hate to sound so harsh when I'm saying it like that, but that's just what the truth is. If you are interested in somebody, and it don't always have to be dating, it could be business, or maybe you're thinking about inviting somebody over for another sort of event, or all types of ways you can collaborate with people. You have to pay close attention to the people that they decide to have themselves around. There's no way possible that you are comfortable around a snake unless you're a snake too. And that's just that on that. Last and most important, I know y'all know I was going to get to this. If you want to detect if somebody is being deceitful, or if you're around a deceitful person, or if you're about to get into a deceitful situation, if you want a shortcut and not hurt your head and have to do all of the steps that I just listed, you can always pray. I'm going to beat that point in every episode if I can when it comes to giving y'all tips and tricks about life, because that has been the only thing that has stopped me from making the worst decisions of my life that I couldn't come back from. Is praying. God has the ability to reveal things to you that you don't have to waste your time finding out for yourself, and prayer is a shortcut to that. When you go to the throne and you ask God to show me if this person is being deceitful, show me if this situation is deceitful, He will show you, and that's a promise, that's a guarantee. Now, everybody got their own different definition of who God is, but the God that I'm talking about that can reveal things to you in a quick, fast, speedy measure, I'm talking about the God that is the Trinity, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Now, whoever God is to you, I'm not knocking it, and I'm not blocking it, but I can't hide what I believe, and that's one thing that has always served true. I've always been kind of open and honest in my podcast about how I have experience with other religions, namely Islam. So I'm not speaking from guessing. This is what I know to be true. This is what I know to have always delivered results for me. And when you praying to God, it doesn't always have to be something that's long and thought out. You don't have to predict the outcome to God. But deceit is deceit because you can't see it coming. And one way that you can see it coming is by going to the throne. You're always welcome. Now listen, you could have been anywhere in the world, but you decided to be here with me. If you have not followed us or liked our page on Facebook, please do not be shy. Heartbreak Hill Podcast. If you want to be on the show, or if you have ideas about the show, go ahead and shoot us an email, heartbreakhillpodcast@gmail.com. Until next time, I love you all. Remember, all love, no judgment. Mwah. Thank you so much for tuning in to Heartbreak Hill Podcast. Our mission here is to use multimedia channels to break generational curses in our thought process. Our motto here is breaking hearts, blowing minds, one conversation at a time. Please note that our entire production is brought forth by listeners and viewers just like you. Thank you. If you'd like to support the show, please visit our website at heartbreakhillpodcast.com.